in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. What's going on? How we feeling? How we doing this week so far? Hopefully you guys had a great Tuesday. I know we were all off on Monday, but let's still have a great short week. We got some news today, nothing too crazy though. Just Jolt's job openings at 10, but let's hang out a little bit pre-market, set up for the day, ask any questions as always if you guys got any. Let's have a nice Wednesday. We'll be live on ASFX TV in about 40 minutes or so. So what's up? What's up? Is the guy what? NDX. I don't know what we're spewing over there, but all right, all right. So we can take a look at yesterday's trades, but we'll get into that. Let's just take a look at what's setting up pre-market here. I'm not in any trades here, but let's see what's happened. So yesterday was pretty fucking weird in terms of we found shorts. Well, I didn't catch them, but we had longs into the overnight VWAP, then shorts away from it, and then we just rallied and continued bullish to end the day. Now, it was still a bearish day in which we said on stream that if we find any longs, it's just going to be to make some money long. It's not that I'm predicting that we're going to have a bullish day taking out the high a day, because that'd be quite the reversal of this 100-point pre-market move, right? And it moved as much as what? 110. So yeah, pre-market was really all there really was to it in terms of the range, which I guess kind of makes sense. You always got to think about it when we have like big pushes at the open. I think was Friday a good example. Friday was actually a good example. So let's take a look at that. Go to regular trading hours. If you look at Friday right here, when we have these big moves at the open, it's almost like it's just wasted all our gas, right? So almost treat this as this was yesterday's pre-market, 100 points. So what do we do during the open at New York session? We just kind of chilled sideways. Yes, it crawled higher yesterday, but it's like we moved 100 pre-market. Do we expect to move another 100 during the New York session when 100 is already a lot? So something to take into account there yesterday, as I was saying, this might be the range. So any long I'm finding, I don't think it just makes new highs a day or whatever. I thought we could maybe just make a little money long, but it came down, right back up, pulled back to New York, end of the day higher. So hopefully you guys made some sort of money maybe in the early going. You didn't have to trade all this nonsense, right? If you could just scalp a quick long at the open, you're done. And that's sometimes the beautiful thing about the VWAP. If you're just trading on the right side of it, you could capitalize on all these moves, right? Because I don't know that this day is going to paint like this, as do none of you. And it's fine. If we could just catch a long, maybe you guys shorted it once it broke through New York. Maybe you shorted it as it tried to hold New York there, but there was no trend follow through. That would be the idea, right? Clearly sellers are back in control, retest to the overnight, let's move back lower. But there was just no follow through on any trending idea. So maybe you longed it there, or you played the retest and longed it in the afternoon. But there was obviously money to be made, but just not the clean trend continuation, right? Because we had a new high a day, retest to New York. Okay, let's continue this bullish sentiment. Nope, it went away, turned bearish. All right, so let's continue this bearish sentiment now. Nope, went away, turned bullish. All right, let's play this bullish move now. And that one finally followed through. But small red on the day because we took the long at the open, a little bit after the open, which I do like to play because it fits futures 2.0. It's just a matter of I didn't weigh that 15-minute VWAP here, as you can see. I mean, I'm right into it. So what are we doing? So hopefully you guys either shorted it away from it or longed it to it, because I think there were the potential for longs down here, but just tough for me to I wanted to buy. It's not tough for me to want to do it. It's tough for me to actually pull the trigger on longing it while the open range is still setting after such a bearish move. But just being so overextended, I thought we could just get some sort of pullback to the overnight, which we did. So you should have either been long to that VWAP, and then once you're here on the 15-minute, right, see what happens from there. See if it breaks through, maybe we'll find more longs, or if it rejects, you find more shorts. But you don't want to be necessarily guessing what it's going to do once we get to that VWAP. And that's what I did yesterday and caught myself on the wrong side. But then you quickly pivot and say, okay, those longs didn't work, right? I was long up here, didn't work. Now sellers took control. They're retesting open range high in New York. Let's scalp it back lower. Just reading, reacting to the new information, right? I was long biased. Okay, maybe not the best idea because we just rejected that VWAP. Learned my mistake. Okay, cool. Let's flip to the shorts and made some of it back. So we'll take the small red day any day of the week. Andrew, what's up? How we doing? This is the guy that is green when you trade the same trade as you, but you are red. I was red yesterday. Went the day yesterday red, so I don't know what we're spewing. But I mean, that is sometimes the case, but I'd say more so for Austin. plenty of times. I mean, is Friday a good example? Who knows? Let's see. Friday could be a good example. Who the hell knows? You look at it as a short. I yell at the chat, okay, we're going short, even though I don't do that. And I just scalp it real quick. But you guys want more profits. You want it to run more. So what happens? You just leave your stop alone again. You get stopped out. The management is what determines if you make money. A lot of the time, we're on the right side of trend, on the right side of VWAP. So it's just a matter of how you exit the trade is going to determine how much money you make, if at all. Right? I could tell you guys to sell it anywhere, but it doesn't mean you're going to make money out of it. Right? I could sell it here and scalp it there. You guys sell it there and sit through this and get stopped out. Who the hell knows? There's a million different ways. So it's all about just not being too greedy for a big move. I thought this might move lower because, I mean, look at that flush. That's strong. But that happened to be the bottom of the range because that was that Friday choppiness we were just going over. That when it gives me 8 candles in a row, all red, flushing like that for a new low, take it, because those often don't sustain. Even if it did move lower after that, it's just not going to sustain this straight vertical drop. I mean, even look at over here, right? 4 or 5 candles. Rather than just hold that and expect 5 more minutes of just drop, it pulls back. So the quicker it moves, the quicker I'm out. But a lot of people want to hold on because the quickness of it excites them. Of like, oh baby, here we go. I'm gonna hit a home run. This thing's gonna drop like a knife, and then it does. G-Man, what's up? I think NDX is drunk, yeah. A little whiskey in the coffee to take the edge off. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll do that on stream. That good whiskey in the morning. I mean, some guys are watching this in Europe across the ocean. It could be 5 o'clock there. You know, you never know where you guys are. So if you guys are drinking while you're trading, it may be acceptable. I wouldn't say it's smart, but it may be acceptable because it might be after 5. Or at least get past noon, but for Christ's sakes. But we look at the month here. Red to start. So now the challenge is, can I make $500 in the next 19 days? I think so. That is, again, it's to 3 accounts. So I think it was like 140 per account, but I was down 500 per account. So that was like a $1,500 red day turned to 500. Take that any day of the week, right? Because if we can minimize the size of the red, let's go back to August real quick. I think the recap of August is going to come out today on my YouTube. You look at August and go to all the accounts I traded, you can see, go back to August, that if we just limit the size of the red, right, $500, $500, the greens will be there. They'll find themselves, they'll be whatever. There'll be 500 sometimes, 200, 900, 190, right? They're going to fluctuate. That's fine. Those are all little base hits. But then when I'm red, if these 2 days were, let's just call it 2,000 and 2,000, I don't know, add an extra $3,000 to this loss, well, then rather than being up 9, I'm only up 6, right? Just from 2 days being totally different. So hopefully me controlling yesterday, rather than 1,500 to start off the month, I'm down 500. So now when I make 500 today, we're back in the game. But if I lost 1,500 yesterday and I make 500 today, we're not back in the game. We're still in the hole, right? So just about that big picture, it's like, it's a Tuesday. I lost a little bit of money on Tuesday. I'll keep on trading Wednesday, keep Thursday, keep Friday. We can make it back. You know, if we don't make it back, we don't make it back. But we still have another week to try to make it back, and another, and another, and another, right? So it just never ends. That just keeping that big picture focus. It was one day, and it could always be worse. I was literally on a call with one of our Black Shirt Club members, Nick, who was saying that's the biggest thing of like just keeping that long-term focus, because he'll lose like 10 grand. Because if you guys don't know Nick, he's actually the first student I've ever had in the BSC that just crossed $1 million on the year. Posted it on my Instagram this morning or yesterday. Absolutely crazy. But so he'll take big losses, obviously, because he's got big size. But he was saying it's really just about keeping that long-term focus of like, can I make that back if I just keep on trading the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all these different things? And it's like, yeah, probably. So we got streaming about, it's coming up quick. So for anyone that's looking to tune in today and hang around all day, we got ASFX TV starting about 30 minutes. Austin's going to fire it up. We got me, Austin, and Czar will be on today. James is out this week. He's at a wedding, traveling with the fam. But if you use code FIRST when you come to ASFX TV here absolutely free for the first month. You'll get all the courses on here, all the live streams, all the recordings of the live streams if you can't make it or you join late, all those different things, right? These were the long we took yesterday. Son of a bitch. Spoiler alert, it lost. So let's see if we can bounce back today. But the link's always down below. You can just get first month free. Travis, do you have a morning routine that you go through, TradeZilla, checking in, making notes, setting goals, etc.? It's a great question. I don't have a morning routine in that regard of like going through TradeZilla wise, but it's not a bad idea. I mean, I definitely would advocate. I always advocate for everyone to do markups and track their trades on TradeZilla. That's why when you join the Blackshirt Club, you get a free year of TradeZilla because we need you to use it so we can follow how you're doing. But I mean, I think the importance of markups of like, I don't need to necessarily look at my trades yesterday to like remind myself of like, okay. I mean, it's good. It's not gonna be bad. I just don't do it anymore. But it's definitely good to look at on like the weekly, like after the week of like, okay, let me go through all those markups I stored, like trades taken and just straight up ideas that I didn't take. And let me go back and find like, okay, what did I potentially miss that was really clean? Why did I miss it? Okay, what are the trades I took that won? What do those look like? I want to take those again. What did I take and they lost? Okay, what could I learn from them? Were they bad losses? Was it a good loss? So that's like at the end of the week. But in terms of like morning routine, it's really just going to the chart, checking out the 15 minutes, see what happened overnight. So let's do it today. We haven't really done it today yet, so let's do that now. And then making notes, setting goals. I don't really set goals because I mean, I was again talking about that with Nick yesterday about goals. And it was really in life, goals are good, obviously, but I was like, with trading, what good does it do in terms of like setting this profit goal? Because it's just gonna probably induce you to do some things to try to meet that goal. Where it's like, if I want to make 10K per month, easy numbers. Okay, I got to make 2,500 per week. And if it's like Thursday and I'm up 1,500, I don't know, then like I don't need to feel the urge to make 1,000 tomorrow just to get to that 2,500. Where I might, if I said I got to make 2,500 a week so I can get 10,000 a month. It's like, no. If we end this week up $2,000, that's fine too. Because then maybe next week I'll make $3,000, and that's going to make up that $500 difference. So just like keep trading. It's all going to add up. There's no perfect amount of money you'll make every single week, every day. So it's just a matter of my goal is put in that max day loss on top one, keep it tight, don't fight the VWAP, read the trend, wait until information is there to make it clear. And then it's really about it. The rest is in God's hands. Because try to keep it simple. All right, I'm unbiased right now. I mean, looking at it today, we're above the overnight VWAP. Very, very slow overnight. What are these little baby candles? Picked up some volatility at like 2 a.m. But you look at the big sell-off yesterday. Couldn't sustain. Retraced a good amount of it in the afternoon. So you got to take in that information as well as like, oh, okay. Sellers couldn't hold us down there very long. If anything, they didn't even do it for a whole day. We also retested off those 63.70 levels yesterday that people were looking at. Maybe there's some support down there. And since that drop yesterday, we're still moving a little bit higher. So I could want to find longs over shorts. But that's as simple as I keep it, because the first 15 minutes of the day is a big bearish bar. I can't, oh, well, I was bullish, I need to find longs. No, I'll react to the shorts and I'll maybe look for shorts down to the yesterday's low, So you want to read and react to the new information we're going to get at the open, because I try to set a bias, but I don't want to be too stuck on saying, no, it needs to be longs, because then I might miss the easy shorts. Or if I say it needs to be short, I might miss the easy longs, right? So just try to be patient and get more information before we set the game plan. But some days it's clearer than others, especially right now. It's like we're inside yesterday's big range of yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Do we want to go get yesterday's high? Do we want to break yesterday's low? Well, let's see how we react around this overnight. It's going to be a key VWAP bounce of hopefully a bounce or a break. If we break through it, don't want to long it. But good question. Did anyone buy any top one accounts over the weekend or over even yesterday? So for anyone that hasn't heard, you can actually trade 5 accounts. So it used to be 3, and we're going over it on stream yesterday because it's not for all the account sizes, but I feel like most of you are trading 25, not 25s, but 25 and 50Ks, right? And that's what I always suggest, just because it's the lowest cost for like the best return on payout, because you got to get $3,000. And we could even go into the rules here, but correct me if I'm wrong. I made a YouTube video on it, and everyone can have their own opinion, obviously. But with a 50K account, this code is for 50% off. You'll get 55% off if you use code Evan. So I think we were saying that becomes $290. Let's just call it 300 for easy math. So for $300, one account, you have to make $3,000. But on 150K, I don't know what 490 would become. Let's call it 450 for easy math, right? It's more expensive a little bit, but you have to make 9,000. So like 3 times the amount for a profit target on a 50K, 3,000 to 9,000. So 3 times the work, if you want to call it that. Obviously, you could size up and take the same amount of trades it would take you to get to 3,000, but 3 times the work, but the payout is only like $1,000 more, right? For 50K, you could take 2,500 out. For 150K, I guess would it be 3,500? Is that what we're saying here? I mean, I guess we can go to the FAQ because we should know. I don't know about the 150. What are the payout platforms? No. 6%. So, what's 6% of 150K? But anyways, you can now copy trade up to 5 on the 50Ks and the 25Ks. The big boy ones, if you want to call them that, you can still only copy 3, but that's fine because I'm always trading 50Ks. I don't trade 25Ks, but obviously you could. That now with you can copy 5, you can almost look at it as the payout potential has increased, but the risk per account you have to maybe do is you could lower it, right? You can now risk $200 per day, which if you're trading one account and you trade $200, myself included, would not be satisfied of like, that's it? Nah, let's keep going, right? So that's why Nick Jocelyn in the BSC included, who trades 75 accounts, he makes $200 per account a day, like normally. So when he makes $200, he walks away because it was actually 10 grand. So if you make $200 on one account, you probably stick around or want to hold that trade longer. And actually, it changes the way you trade just because it's not a good amount of money for you. Where it's like if I told you, hey, yeah, you made $200 on that one account, since you have 5, you really made 1,000 today. You might be more willing to walk off and say, okay, I'll come back tomorrow and try to make another 200, and then another 200, and then you made 3,000 this week, and you do it again and again and again, right? So yeah, I think it is a lot about how many accounts you have will satisfy you or not. But if you want to do that, it's 55% off, and you can copy trade up to 5. So the link's always down below. My code gets you an extra 5% off. So yeah, it was like $300 for 50K. And obviously, I want you guys to pass them. Well, it's instant funded. You don't need to pass nothing. But I mean, if you have to spend $1,500 for 5 accounts, right? Because it's like $300. And again, you don't have to get all 5. You can get 3 again if you want. But regardless, if you get all 5, $1,500 down the tube. But it's an investment, ideally. If you guys are ready and you guys think you can take them to payout, then let's do it. But $1,500 to take 10,000 plus out, pretty good investment. And then if you lose some, because we're all going to lose accounts in September, if I had to guess, I'm going to lose some as well. But you got to keep track of how much you're spending. You want to make sure you're not spending. I sincerely hope no one's spending 10 grand on accounts in a month. Otherwise, we got to slow down. But if you're spending 10K to go take 10K out, it's really not smart and a waste of time. But so yeah, even if I have to burn 5 accounts and buy another 5, although it might suck, and it would suck to look at that and have to buy another 1,500, I'm in the hole for 3 grand. Shit. But that payout is still going to recover it if I could get there. Right? And obviously a third attempt would even cover it, but you don't want to get crazy with it. If it takes you more than 2 cycles in a month, I'd say pause, hold off on buying more until you readjust some things, right? Or you're burning them too fast. Take more time. Put in that max daily loss, keep the account. I want you guys to buy accounts and keep the accounts until September. That's what I want. I want you guys to check in with me on the 30th and say, yeah, I bought accounts on your first stream of the month and they're not at payout yet, but they're damn close and I haven't lost any. That's a win. Even if you don't take the payout, but you still have the account that you did 3 weeks ago, that's a win in of itself. Unless the account's at break even, then I guess we could be doing better. But it's still a win, not losing the account. And then view up wise, let's put on a yesterday's New York, shall we? Didn't have this on yesterday just because it looked weird with the bank holiday. So we're clearly above previous days New York. A start of week, even though it was a bank holiday, what is that looking like? That's underneath us as well. So when you look at it, we're above all three VWAPs for now, heading into the open in about 25 minutes or so. So that's going to be a nice bullish bias. And where's all-time high? It is that last Thursday, huh? Sheesh. You could even throw on an all-time high VWAP. What's that looking like? All-time high. You could do it on like a 1 minute, but I'll just do it here on the 15-minute to get this 15-minute pin. Turn that one green. We're right on that. Right at that as well. So you can see yesterday, that's actually where we finished. Finished around the all-time high VWAP, broke through it. Can we hold above it? It's lined up right on that overnight. So if we bounce off this, being that all-time highs is what? 65.20. It's like 80 points away. We're 80 points from all-time high. I'll very easily be convinced that we're long today. Just because, how could I not? We're above all VWAPs you can imagine. 2 strong days, 3 strong days, and we're back at all-time highs. So I'd like to find longs. But again, it doesn't matter what I like. We got to see what it wants to give us. You look at the daily real quick. I don't know. Did I put this VWAP on? Maybe I did draw it. Because that's August. That's start of month last month. But now we're in September. So you could technically move that. But you can see how well it was respected in August when we had that move down, push higher. And then even yesterday with the reversal in the afternoon, still holding that VWAP. That if we had 3 bullish days or even just 1, would anyone be surprised? No. It still looks very healthily bullish. If it was bearish, would anyone be surprised? No, because you got all this room down here to want to maybe go retest and stuff. So that's why you just stay flexible. See what we get at the open. If we put on like the true view up to start a month, it's not going to give us any information because it's been 2 days. You're going to have to anchor it to yesterday. So we're not doing that. But all right. Makes sense. Pre-market routine makes sense. Top one. Any questions on top one? Anything I say not make sense? And you guys could have other opinions. I just think for 50K to go make 3K to take out 25 is smarter than having to go make 9,000 to take out 35. Obviously, you'll take out more from the 150, but more work. So maybe it's not as likely that you get to 9,000. So you get no payout. But yeah, we were doing it only on the 50K. And I always suggest the instant fundeds. We were talking about the Sim Pros yesterday on stream. To each their own. You guys obviously can, but I just think it's smarter to do the instant fundeds. So yeah, 648, you get 350 off. So it becomes 290 from 650. Damn. So that is 55. Damn. Yeah, it's 55% off. So even if you buy 3, it's only $900 investment, and you could take a $7,500 payout. That's pretty nice. Even if you buy 4, like you buy 3, you burn 1, put that 4th one back in there. So now we're back at 3. It's $1,200 to go get 75. But it's for the month. You guys have to game plan. That's not like this week. I'll spend $900 this week and go get $7,500 on Friday. If it takes you all month to do so, that's fine. It's better than never. That's a game plan of, and we've talked about this in the Blackstone Club. I think we talked about it on a podcast before too. Obviously, everyone's in different financial situations, so don't buy shit that you can't afford or that's going to stress you out because that's probably not going to help you trade better. But you should have an idea in your head of like how much you're willing to spend on prop accounts every month, right? And that number could be 500. I don't know. It could be whatever you want, but just have an idea in your head that this is what I'm willing to put in. So like I said, that trader that's willing to put in $3,000, let's say. If it gets over that, let's slow down. It shouldn't take that many attempts in 1 month, right? You'll probably spend $3,000 in your life, but just in 1 month, don't need to try that many times without seeing the payout. So slow it on down. That's why it's like if you guys set a budget of 1,000, all right. So then you have 3 accounts. So now you could decide either to copy all 3, but then if you lose them, you'll lose them. Can't buy more, or you buy 3 and you don't copy them. So that way you could, if you lose 1, you still have 2 alive, right? If you're willing to spend, let's say 2,000, then maybe you do copy 3. If you burn them in 2 weeks, you buy another 3, and then you don't burn those. Okay, now it's been a month. So we stayed within budget. The realistic target of the payout still would recover all these investments. Okay, cool. Then it makes sense. So don't just be saying, yeah, I'll just keep buying accounts until it hits. And then I have no idea how much I spent. It's like, yeah, you spent $5,500 in the past 2 months. Now that $7,500 payout will make it back. It's not a bad thing. But just like, dang, not really 7,500. It's like a 2,000 payout. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Ooh, NQ's looking good as well. So we'll look at NQ and ES today. Of course, all-time high view up, I have to assume, is pretty the same. Yep. So we're above every view up you could imagine, because there's not many when we're that close to all-time high. So we're going to stick with the long bias, even if we find shorts potentially at the open. That'd be nice. Not to find the short, but see shorts come in and then we long it back up. Similar to what we did yesterday, what I did wrong. If you go to my trade, like I said, probably which one has the 15-minute? Yeah, this. So like we're bearish on the day. So we're bullish on the day today. So let's talk inversely here. It's nice to see rise at the open because that's really just the pullback we want before more shorts come in, right? Come higher at the open, but it's not actually bullish. We're just going to form a lower high and come back down. All right. So move lower here at the open. Not actually bearish. We're going to form a higher low and move higher. That would be ideal today, right? Rather than buying it way up there, and if it just shoots higher at the open, who knows how high that wants to run. So we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. Like I said, we'll be live here in about 20 minutes or so, 10 minutes or so. Austin's going to kick us off on ASFX TV. You guys can all join for free. Just use code FIRST. No trial, no nothing. Just 30 days free. You can study the courses once we're done with stream and all that, so you can at least get the information underneath your belt, whether you want to trade it or if you want to adapt it into your style or whatever. You don't have to go through the courses, but if you're going to trade like we're trading on stream, it would make sense to understand what we're talking about, So we'll be over there in 10 minutes, and then we'll probably we'll get back here tomorrow pre-market. Yeah, we'll do pre-market again. Let's do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Give me Friday off. Monday, nobody cares about Monday. It's just setting up the week. But yeah, I remember when I traded Top Step in the past, I kept the spreadsheet because those combines kind of add up. But I guess it's the same as any firm. But I remember it was like $50. So you're just like, $50. $50. We're like, well, that $50 just turned into $300 real quick because I failed 6 times. And then once you do pass one, $150, please activate it. It's like, well, dang it. Well, now this account really cost me $450 to get, when you take in all the accounts lost plus the one that was passed. So it's like, okay, $450 to get the account, which isn't a lot, right? Especially for 50, 50, 50, 50 all over again. And I'm making those numbers up. But that first payout's still going to recover it because like your first payout on Top Step is like minimum, I think $600? I forget. Because I think you need to make like 5 days of 200. So then technically if your balance was at 1,000, you could take out maybe 50%. I don't know. So maybe $500. So that would recover it. But I always just never suggested you take the first payout when you could at 1,000, try to build that buffer. But same thing, if like this account, since it is instant funded, cost you $300 to get, $300 all in, then any payout you take on any just one account will recover it because no one's taking a $300 payout. So that is the good thing about it. Where with Top Step and all these other things in the past, it was like, yeah, there's a potential that first payout doesn't cover anything. Troy, only 150 now. What's that, Top Step? To activate it, yeah, but you only got to pay. Well, actually, you got to pay the combine, right? 50. If you activate it, 150. So now you're in the hole for 200. But as if you've never failed, right? So if you do fail even 2, that's an extra $100. Now the account costs you $300. But same thing. Payout will recover that. We definitely don't need all these view ups on because we know we're above all of them. Don't need to keep it all. Don't need to overcomplicate. But we'll maybe leave the all-time high, see that bounce. But if we break below the overnight, I'll put these back on because I know they're down there. We'll see if we can go reach them. But for now, as we're above them, I want to keep it clean. We'll just leave it like this. And honestly, I could probably even get rid of the all-time high because I know it's right on the overnight. So let's leave it. Let's just naked it today. We'll make it naked. 150 a day for 5 days. Yeah, so even lower. So that's good. Maybe I'll trade with Top Step again. You never know. I haven't traded with them since February. Cleared my entire XFA out, and then that shuts down all your accounts. So I say peace. Remember that? That was a long time ago. That was during my crazy streak. Does everyone remember that? Was that in the fall? Was that almost a year ago? I lost the streak in February, but I think it started around Halloween, where I hadn't lost for like 30 days. And I think that was part of that because I built my XFA up and I had the 30 days of $200 at that point. So I was able to clear the entire account, not take like a percentage out. And so I did that at our Dallas event, which was in January. And then, yeah, the streak ended in February. So, yeah, that was. Time flies. Time really flies. But like I said, don't get too. I like the longs, but don't be too biased heading into the open. It could all burn us. Just wait and see. It's the smartest thing we could all do. But there's Jolt's job openings at 10, so that's a little bit after the open. We got 30 minutes after the open until that. That could move it a little bit. Tomorrow, oh fuck, is it? Oh, it's NFP this week. Makes sense. That makes sense. It's the first Friday of the month. NFP Friday. So NFP is a tough week to trade normally. Whether that's just because of not even necessarily the news at 8:30 on Friday, like tough to trade around, just sometimes what the market does before it waits for the NFP release on Friday. So we'll keep that in mind. Keep in mind yesterday was pretty fucking gross. So we'll see what we get today. Hopefully it's not bad. Because you can definitely make money in that still. It's just sometimes not as clean. So NFP Friday. Tomorrow, PMI after the open, unemployment before the open, so we don't care about that. We'll probably watch that here together. And then today, Jolts at 10. And then also, for anyone that's unfamiliar, I keep Financial Juice open on my other monitor at all times of the day. It's the same thing as Forex Factory in terms of it shows all those same news events that are on the calendar on the left side here. But then you'll get the breaking news here in the middle. You know, it'll show up red. You don't need to read all this. Like that. OPEC to consider another oil production hike. Oh, okay, that moved oil. Right? So you just want to keep up with these red things as they come out. This is overnight at 3 a.m., so I don't care. But if Trump says something or a tariff this, a tariff that, you'll see it on here. So definitely keep that up. And it's free. You can see I'm 30 seconds behind because I don't pay for this shit. Because it's not needed. Go over there. You go over there. You stay here. This goes over there. Set up the stream. Avantech, what's up? Hope I said that right. But I meant to drop a video yesterday, and I'd like to still drop it today. I have my August recap, and I think maybe Friday recap. But I'm just waiting on the thumbnail. I don't know. Hopefully today. ASAP futures, how to use code first. So if it's on if you're talking about ASFX TV, it would be. I think we did this. It's gonna make me sign out. Start a free trial. Everyone looking? Don't pay attention, class, because I don't know either. So I don't need to do it. I don't know. So let's figure it out together. Let's start a free trial. Let's do the monthly membership. Okay. We did this last time, yeah. So you're going to have to put in your email and your name. And then once you click continue, it'll say payment details. And then somewhere over here, or maybe here, it'll say enter coupon. And then you guys use code first. This will drop down to $0. That's how you do it. I really don't feel like making a fake account right now to show you what the next screen looks like. But that's what it would do. I already have an account, so can I log in? Let's see what happens there. It shouldn't be this hard. I'm sorry. It's not I didn't make it. But I have faith you guys can figure it out. Smart bunch, smart bunch. All right. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Pre-market again. So yeah, for ASFX TV, just code FIRST, spell it out, FIRST, not the number, and you get your first month for free. You get the courses. Zach's course is on the way as well. And you can find, I mean, if you go to my Twitter or anywhere, just go to my link tree here. I think it was saying, no, What was it for? Austin was mentioning something where if you click on it, it automatically puts in code first for you. Maybe join now. Nah, maybe on the next page. Maybe, I don't know. You guys can figure it out. I gotcha. But hopefully I'll see you in there ASAP. Rocky, ASAP Futures. And like I said, if you need top one account, TradeZella account, they're all up in there. Because TradeZella sent me this last night. My day win percentage is down 3%, but it was like I lost 2 days in August and July, so I don't know how that was. A day win, yeah. Well, I guess I maybe traded more days. Maybe it was like 15-2, and then last month it was like 12-2. Okay, I got it now. I'm not that stupid. But average win loss is down. I don't even really know what a Zella score is, but P&L is up. Trade win percentage is up 27%. God damn. Profit factor up 121%. It's not bad. We'll take that. But yeah, I gotta post that. I gotta make post more of the actual stats from last month because I think it was not bad, obviously, but the trade win percentage was 80, which in the moment didn't feel like it. I didn't know I only took 6 losses all month. Well, no, that's not true. There's 2 more that are gone here because I started and blew account in the same hour. So there's 2 losses there that you can't see, but I can't import the data on an account that's gone. But I've said it every time. I'm not hiding it. I've showed every markup I've sent had that loss on it. So add 2 more losses. That'll drop it down a little bit. And add another red day, 13-3, because that day was red, obviously. All right. But let me go. Where to go? Let's go over to ASFX TV together. I'm gonna have to say I gotta sign in because you guys made me sign out. But let's hop over there. I'm sure it's already running. The intro is probably running on there. I appreciate you guys hanging in with me all morning. Let's do it again tomorrow. Reach out if you have any questions on anything. The strategy, the streams, ASFX TV, top one, whatever. Always here to help. Appreciate you guys. Let's have a great day. We got a long stream as well. Zach will be on at like 11 o'clock. So we got streams from now until like noon. So we'll find some sort of move one way or another. One of us will make money and some will you. So let's keep it tight. Let's have a great day. I'll see you guys back on here tomorrow morning or on stream.